Here we have the daily price chart for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. So as we can see here, the share prices for Palantir have been rocketing higher recently. This is a very substantial price movement in a very short period of time. So we will be looking at some specific price levels for this stock, which can be used to identify some profitable trading strategies going forward. So as we can see, most of this price action to the downside really unfolded with the price lows coming in during the August 5 trading session. This would have come in at $21.23. This is a very significant development because the stock did actually manage to find support right at its 200-day exponential moving average, which is this rising blue line here. 200-day exponential moving average. So as we can see here, the price movement that propelled stock prices higher was really substantial in nature. We can see that it roughly looks like this, at least in terms of price distance. So here we can see that the ultimate price highs came in at $33.13, and this is very significant because we did break through the prior price highs, which came in at $29.83. So essentially, this is a bullish price breakout, and it does show that these prior price movements to the downside really were not valid and were not being confirmed by the indicator readings themselves. As we can see here, we can move down to the indicator reading in the relative strength index, and we can see that these recent price movements lower were not being supported by the overall trend in share price momentum. Specifically, we can point to this line here. Essentially, the relative strength index has been trading with a positive momentum condition ever since the stock posted this triple bottom price low right around the 2060 mark. This level was tested for the third time during the end of May. So roughly during the May trading period, late April to May, the share prices did form this triple bottom support zone. And this is a very, very critical level of support that we will be watching for quite a while. Because if we were to see a break of that level, it would suggest that this near-term uptrend is no longer active, no longer in place. So as things currently stand, what we can see here is that this is really where the share price momentum started to gain steam. And this does show in the relative strength indicator reading itself. So this triple bottom support leads to this upside share price movement, upside price momentum and share price movement. And this is ultimately what created these highs at $33.13. So if we move back into the shorter term timeframes here, we do have to take note of some important fundamental factors which could be influencing markets in the week ahead. Specifically, what I'm talking about is the Nvidia quarterly earnings release. Now, there are some very lofty expectations for that release. The market is currently watching for roughly 125% growth in revenue in its revenue figure and 112% growth in the EPS figure. So needless to say, this is tremendous growth expectation for a mega cap company. This is a company that's worth well over $1 trillion. To see that type of revenue and earnings growth is essentially unheard of. I mean, we're really in uncharted territory here. And if Nvidia misses any of these expectations, I do expect there to be significant ripple effects, not only throughout the technology space, but throughout the market as a whole. And what I'm talking about here is the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, even the Russell 2000. I do think that this is going to have a very, very critical impact on the market as a whole. And there are some share prices that could be damaged quite severely if Nvidia does disappoint markets. So we don't exactly know if that will happen just yet. But what we do know is that the market is expecting a lot from Nvidia right now. There's a lot of weight resting on Nvidia's shoulders at the moment. So if we do start to see any disappointments there, these recent highs with Palantir could start to come under pressure. Specifically, the first price level that I would be watching to the downside comes in at the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement of this move from 21.23 to 31.33. So essentially, this number comes in at $30.34. In addition to that, we can see that this rising 20-day exponential moving average is also coming into contact with this 23.6% Fibonacci retracement zone. So essentially, what this means is that there is a very important confluence of technical factors that are overlapping right in this same area. So for all of these reasons, the $30 handle is going to be much more important than it would be normally. For the most part, people like to focus on psychological factors and things like that. Big round numbers: $10, $50, $100, $30 definitely qualifies, especially when you're dealing with a stock like Palantir, which has traded right around the 20 mark to $30 mark. For quite a while now. For a large portion of its history, the stock has been trading roughly in those areas. So the $30 level clearly has a lot of psychological importance, and there will be a lot of buying activity that becomes halted if we do see Palantir share prices drop through this $30 level. But here, in my opinion, there is much more significance to this level due to the fact that this is also where the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement rests and the rising 20-day exponential moving average. So this is a series of confluence of technical indicators, a series of events, significant pieces of evidence which do suggest that share prices should find support in this area. What this really means is that if we don't find support in this area, it means that the paradigm is shifted and that share prices could be under some fairly significant selling pressure near term. Of course, that really shouldn't be surprising to many people, given the fact that this stock has really taken off like a rocket ever since the share price fell to its lows at $21.23. So, at some point, gravity has to start to take hold and share prices have to start to come back to earth a bit. People are going to be taking profits here, and this could affect share prices at these lofty levels. So as things currently stand, the Nvidia quarterly earnings report is going to be critically important for this stock, and it is going to determine whether or not Palantir share prices are able to maintain these values. Looking for share price action to the top side is a bit more difficult for this stock, given the fact that there is no near-term resistance overhead. There's much more reason to believe that share prices could fall from here, and that's largely due to the fact that rallies recently have been so strong. So the key level that I would be watching to the downside currently comes in at $30.30. If we do see a break below there, you're probably looking at a test of the 50-day exponential moving average, which comes in right around $27.80. If we do see a break below there, the main line in the sand here, the most important level to the downside currently is going to come in right around $25.80. This is not in anticipation of the $25 psychological zone. This is the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of this recent trending move, as well as the 100-day exponential moving average. So these are the levels that I'll be watching, and here's the current market outlook for Palantir Technologies, stock ticker PLTR. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.